For which anime series would you like a sequel? None really, but I can name a few that had potential to be much better and neat remakes, like Angel Beats and Hellgirl, and Higurashi just for improved visuals, maybe produced by UFO Table or Madhouse. What anime character trait would you like to not exist? Tsunderes, aka the bitch trait, or bipolarity, or immaturity, or emotional instability? They're all the same. Do you take requests? Nope, I do what I want. But I still care about what kinds of videos you guys want to see most. Which genre of music do you like most? Heavy rock. What are your favorite music artists or bands? For American music, I like Within Temptation, Avenged Sevenfold, and As I Lay Dying, to name a few. I really like Hatsune Miku composers Daiko27, Doriko, Sam Free, and KZ. What type of anime characters do you like the most? Emotionless Girls. What's your top 3 non-animated movies? Ip Man, Aliens, and Gamera 3 Revenge of Iris. Most thrilling anime you've ever watched? Higurashi no Naku Koro ni. Are you still doing Guilty Crown reaction videos? I don't know, but I may do an actual review of it. Any plans for reaction videos? When I find something worth making reaction videos for, who would you say the best male/female character in the history of anime is? Male, Hei. Female, Enma. Saddest anime you've ever watched? If straight up sadness, Grave of the Fireflies. If bittersweet, Tokyo Magnitude 8.0. What's the funniest anime you've ever watched? Nichi Bros. Would you rather fight 100 duck-sized horses or 1 horse-sized duck? Ducks can be mean, dude. I'd take the horses. And your picture is disturbing. Why? Why? I forgot the answer to that long ago. Do you like any Western cartoons? I liked SpongeBob until it started sucking balls. Was there ever a time when you did not look into anime so deeply? I used to be like everyone else and just approached anime completely subjectively, but everything changed after I watched Guilty Crown. Who is your favorite YouTuber and why? Ray from Achievement Hunter. He's hilarious, chill, and has a sexy voice. Almost as sexy as mine. And whoever flagged this comment as spam is an asshole. Do you think there is a way that fan service can be done in a creative and interesting way, or just a waste of time? You can make it as different as possible, but it's still going to be nothing more than a cover for lack of competence. What are some of the anime cliches that annoy you the most? Pussy protagonists, Gary Stews, plot armor, and tsunderes to name a few. Which you prefer, fan subs or official subs? Depends on the subgroup. Sometimes fan subs are better. Which anime fandom do you think is worse? Eva or Sword Art Online? Is that even a question? Sword Art Online, obviously. They have no rational defense for such irrational dedication. Eva is at least good. It's not flawless, but it's much more deserving of praise than a glorified piece of fan fiction. What do you look like? Imagine the most dashing, sexy, and ravenously good-looking man you've ever seen. I'm the exact opposite of that. What is the most stupidest statement or question you ever were asked or told that made you want to punch them? If you hate anime, why do you watch it? Can I add you as a friend on Facebook? No. Could you elaborate further as to why you detest moe? Do you consider its presence to be detrimental in the anime industry? This question is important to answer because of the obvious misconception that I'm a moe hater. Moe is fine when it's just used as an aspect of character design, but it's only good in moderation. It's when moe becomes the substitute for any kind of meaning or substance that is bad. That's the line between moe and moe shit. Moe blobs aren't characters. They're representations of how brain dead the anime fan base is, and are created to take advantage of that as much as possible. Which form of suicide would you prefer? Jumping off a 1,500-meter cliff, or listening to all of Justin Bieber's songs? Twice. Jumping off the cliff, since it would mean instant death rather than hours of torture. What is your favorite type of anime? The dark and gritty ones, or the light-hearted ones? The light-hearted ones I like still have elements of drama in them, so probably the darker and grittier ones, in a general sense. What's your favorite Toho girl? Yomu? She's honorable, loyal, steadfast, and she's half ghost. And she has 2 katanas. Flandre is fucking overrated as fuck. She's only got 2 things going for her. She's cruel, and she's a lowly. That makes otaku go nuts, of course. Why are you such a dick? Why are you such a biffy plebby smegpot? Do you write out your reviews first and then read them off, or do you just have an idea of what you want to convey and freestyle it? I write and revise my script over the course of at least a week so I don't miss anything, and make sure I word things as well as possible. I'd be impressed if I could just come up with everything off the top of my head. Man, have you ever been so drunk you liked lolis? I don't drink, but if I did and that thought crossed my mind, I'd have to stop right then and there and quit drinking on the spot, and rethink my life choices. What exactly got you into reviewing anime? Too many fanboys fanboys reviewing anime and not enough critics who are willing to speak their minds and aren't afraid of offending fanboys. What genre do you feel is disintegrating in quality the most nowadays? Everything. Gaining in quality? Nothing. Who is your waifu? I refuse to refer to any character I like as a waifu, and I'm pretty sure the zealots who treat it like some kind of religion say you can only have one. Do you watch with a critical standpoint or with a casual mindset? I shouldn't even have to answer that. Can you make a review of a yaoi? No! Could you rewrite Sword Art Online with better characters, script, romance, and drama? Duh. Easily, but I wouldn't. Not with the stigma the name now carries. I'm not touching these characters. Who or what got you into anime? What got me into real anime was when I saw Asuka's scene of super badassery from End of Evangelion on YouTube. So then, of course, I had to watch Neon Genesis Evangelion, and it was all downhill from there, really. Do you have a favorite voice actor? I have a bunch of English voice actors I love. Brittany Karbowski, Chris Patton, Brina Palencia, Johnny Young Bosch, Crispin Freeman, and Lucy Christian, just to name some. Am I a hoe? Yes. Have you ever shown your family or friends any anime? What were they and how did they react? My brother and I watch anime together a lot. We have like nigh identical tastes. We have 95% compatibility on Mall. I also watch anime with my friend a lot. She also has really similar tastes as well. I watched Clannad After Story, Grave of the Fireflies, and The Place Promised in our early days with my dad, and just recently watched Usagi Drop with him too. What is your Pokemon team? I actually liked using a rain dance team leading with Kyogre. It had Kabutops, who's my favorite first generation Pokemon for sheer aesthetic reasons. He's not super powerful, but he has Swift Swim, which doubles his speed in the rain. I also use Kingdra, who has that too, and give him the awesome dragon type moves Draco Meteor and Outrage. Jirachi brings the flinch hacks with his Serene Grace ability, and the rain neutralizes his weakness to fire. Manaphy is by far the most retarded in a rain dance team, as he's got an ability that heals any status ailments in the rain. Give him rest and he's immortal, and he's one of only 2 Pokemon that can learn Tail Glow, which boosts his special attack by 3 stages. Since Celebi is my favorite Pokemon ever, I try to shoehorn her into every team I can think of, but it works out nicely here, since her weakness to fire is neutralized. God, I'm a nerd. When's the last time you peed in a forest? Probably when I was 12. Did you expect this amount of questions? No, I actually expected a lot more, because I'm so full of myself. Do you feel some authors and composers release consistently good content? Yasuharu Takanashi, even when he's composing music for some children's Maho Shoujo, aka Sweet Precure, it sounds awesome, even though it's the polar opposite of Hellgirl, which is my favorite work by him by far. Also, Jun Maeda. Are there any recently released games that you are enjoying, or any games coming out soon that you're anticipating? Just the new Super Smash Bros. Game. Brawl is really the only video game I play right now. PlayStation All-Stars is such a shitty ripoff. It basically encourages you to just spam attacks and not block at all, making it a good game for noobs. I was going to ask you a question, but then I took an arrow. Get out. Do you read visual novels and eroges? Nope. They're a cesspool for perverted otaku. It's rare for visual novels to have good content. Keyworks are some examples, but they just seem to be getting worse and worse nowadays, along with everything else. What kind of music do you like? There's something about singing in Japanese that is more beautiful and unique in contrast with English. Yeah, definitely. Japanese doesn't have a bunch of the sharper and more unappealing sounds other languages have. They don't have the sharp ending ka or sounds, among various others. The sounds the Japanese language has are just softer and easier on the ears with all the vowel sounds. That's why I find German so grating on the ears. I've downloaded an absurd amount of Japanese music in comparison to the amount of English music I have right now. Do you have fun making videos? Yeah, but it takes way too much work. Are you still friends with Haley? Yep, I see her every Sunday. Do you think age equals maturity? No. I know preschoolers who are more mature than a lot of adults I've met. Do you think crying is a sign of strength or weakness? A lot of people refuse to cry because it means acknowledging your emotions. Crying shows that you're in touch with your real feelings. Trying to hide your weakness makes you weaker than people who actually show it. What are your thoughts on weeaboos? Japan isn't a perfect country, people. Stop worshipping it like it is. It's backwards in numerous ways, like blatant sexism towards women. It's gotten better than it was in the past, but it still has a ways to go. What are your opinions on the Big Three fanbase? People spend so much time with the Big Three that they become absorbed in it to a degree where they will accept anything it throws in their face. They're hypnotized drones and believe quality is there when it really isn't. The same thing happens in RPGs. People spend so much time with the story and characters that they eventually begin to ignore how shitty they might actually be. Don't continue selling your soul to it just because it's had you for so long. There is hope. We can get you help. It's like a drug addiction. People take more and more of it until they wake up in their bathroom, covered in their own piss, and have a moment of clarity, realizing that they've spent tens of thousands of dollars on something that's come to dominate their lives, and think to themselves, what am I doing with my life? The first step is admitting you have a problem. Which anime is worse, Guilty Crown or Sword Art Online? For the last time, Sword Art Online. It's the worst anime I've ever seen. Period. At least Guilty Crown has better visuals. When will you be free to ask our questions? I don't remember asking you any questions. What are your top 10 days of the week? All 12 of them. And that's it. Thanks for the questions. Lots of interesting ones there. I hope you had fun, and maybe learned something too. Later, hoes.